Hi virtual learners! Glad to meet you again. How's your week going? I hope everything is wonderful at your end. We are going to have a blast today, and I promise this learning engagement is going to be awesome. Let's prep you up. For our session today, we will be focusing on this most essential learning competency. Formulate a statement of opinion or assertion. Our specific learning objectives are the following. Use words and expressions that affirm or negate. And use patterns and techniques of developing an argumentative claim. We are going to utilize the strategic, localized, and interactive intervention material on discovering ways in emphasizing a point prepared by Sir Wilfred Tatoy and Sir Ramil Nepomuceno of Malinta National High School. But before we go on, a little reminder goes to everyone. Be polite and respectful at all times. Comment what is necessary and relevant. If something is unclear or a little shaky, you can ask questions later in the question and answer part. Just take note of them, and I will be willing to address your concerns the best way I can. Meantime, for us to know and recognize the active learners I have now online, please key in the word present, your grade and section, and the name of your school in the comment section below. Do you love game shows? Are you ready to join? Fantastic! Let's go to the studio.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome to Thumbs Up or Down, the most popular game show on Valenzuela Live. Hello studio audience, are you ready to learn and to have some fun? For today's category, you will be identifying whether the statement, which will be shown in a little while, is a fact or a hoax. To our online contestants, use the thumbs up or down emoticon. Thumbs up for a fact and thumbs down for a hoax. You will be given 5 seconds to answer. Alright, let's start. Thumbs up or down. The first statement is, oranges are always yellow or orange. Thumbs up or down. Ready, go. The answer is thumbs down. In many countries, oranges are green, even when ripe, and are sold that way in shops. Some oranges are a cross between tangerines and a pomelo or Chinese grapefruit, which is light green or yellow, and were first grown in Southeast Asia. Vietnamese oranges and Thai tangerines are a bright green on the outside and orange only on the inside. Are you having fun, online contestants? Let's have the next statement. The egg came first, then the chicken. Interesting, right? Is it a thumbs up or down? Ready, set, go.
Audio Jungle.
It's a thumbs up. As a geneticist, J.B.S. Calden Bernard, the most frequently asked question is, which came first, the chicken or the egg? The fact that it is still asked proves either that many people have never been taught the theory of evolution or that they don't believe it. With that in mind, the answer becomes obvious. Birds evolved from reptiles. So, the first bird must have come out of an egg laid by a reptile. Are you having fun, online contestants? Let's have the next statement. This is getting exciting. A person whose mother tongue is very different from English will never lose his or her accent when moving to the United States. Is it a thumbs up or down? Go!
Audio Jungle.
It's a thumbs down. According to Jeremy Harmer, an English language teaching writer, presenter, teacher, and trainer, once you're an adult, it takes longer, but it happens. Especially if you're trying hard and having pronunciation classes. It doesn't matter if you're born in Pakistan or if your English teacher is French or if you live in Colombia. It's always possible to lose your original accent and speak English like a native speaker. Everything depends on you. We are down to the second to the last statement. A cloud weighs like 100 elephants. Is it a thumbs up or down? Ready, go. The answer is, believe it or not, it is a thumbs up. According to the National Center for Atmospheric Research in Boulder, Colorado, an average cloud weighs about 100 elephants, while a big storm cloud can weigh about 200,000 elephants. Incredible, right? And for our final statement, Pangea was the name of the Earth's original or first continent. Is it a thumbs up or down? Ready, set, go! The answer is a thumbs down. It may sound absurd, but the very first supercontinent was called Valenzela, and it started forming more than 3 billion years ago. There you have it. It was another fun and exciting episode of Thumbs Up or Down. See you next week for our next episode. Bye! That was an amazing game, isn't it? Anyway, let's go back to our session. I know most of you a while ago were thinking of reasons to emphasize your point of view toward each statement. That's just natural because we have different perspective and our reasoning is dependent on our previous knowledge. If you want to emphasize an important point during presentation or in your writing, you need to do it in a specific way where it gets through the crowd or your readers and breaks through the clutter. Often, people will zone in and out of your public speech or essay and won't be paying attention the entire time. So, you have to make sure that you're able to engage your audience. Do you know that there are ways on how you will make your persuasive writing even more influential? On this learning journey, I will help you learn those techniques. One thing that you can do to make your persuasive text even more influential is to employ emphatic words and expressions. These are used to highlight an important detail in a text. They also give more stress to any emotion, statement, and description. In this lesson, I will also help you make good statements of opinion and assertion. These two can also help you in writing good, persuasive essays. Before I show you the techniques on how to emphasize a point, let us analyze the sample statements of opinion and assertion. Opinion. The Philippines needs a president with a soft heart for the poor and needy, but an iron fist for the lawbreakers. Assertion: the Philippines needs a president who could help the poor by improving the economy and social welfare programs and diminish crime by strictly promoting law and order and strengthening the justice system. From the sample sentence, it can be concluded that an opinion is a judgment formed based on one's emotions and thoughts, not necessarily on fact or knowledge. On the other hand, it can be inferred that an assertion is a confident and forceful statement of fact and a belief. Let's go back to the first statement, which is considered to be an opinion. The Philippines needs a president with a soft heart for the poor and needy, but an iron fist for the lawbreakers. This sentence is a belief or judgment that falls short of absolute conviction, certainty, or positive knowledge. It is a conclusion that certain facts, ideas, etc. are probably true or likely to prove so. Meanwhile, this statement, the Philippines needs a president who could help the poor by improving the economy and social welfare programs and diminish crime by strictly promoting law and order and strengthening the justice system. This is an assertion. When someone makes a statement investing his strong belief in it, as if it is true, though it may not be, he is making an assertion. Assertion is a stylistic approach or technique involving a strong declaration, a forceful or confident and positive statement regarding a belief or a fact. Often, it is without proof or any support. Its purpose is to express ideas or feelings directly. Are you getting along? Key in the heart emoji. If you really want to have a better persuasive text, you can use more statements of assertion that are really based from facts. You can do a research regarding the topic or argument that you will write. In that way, you can back up your thoughts and opinions with factual information. Since we are aiming to have a good persuasive text, it is a must that we do research. To fully understand the two, I will give you more example statements of assertion and opinion. Now, let us study this example. You will notice the phrase, specifically the facts that I have added in the sentence to make it more assertive. Let's have first an opinion. Every Filipino shall unite as one to win the battle against COVID-19 pandemic. This sentence is an opinion expressing my personal view about the matter, battling against COVID-19 pandemic. Now, let's make it more assertive by adding factual details. Assertion. Every Filipino shall unite as one in following the government directives like physical distancing and wearing masks when going to public places so that we can win the battle against COVID-19 pandemic. This claim now became more forceful and has been transformed into a positive statement regarding a belief or a fact because of the added details. Let's have another example. Opinion. Most of the Valenzuela residents are happy and satisfied with the way their city government response in COVID-19 crisis. Well, this is an opinion because this statement is not necessarily based on fact or knowledge. It's just how I see it based on my personal view. How can we make this statement more assertive? Assertion. Most of the Valenzuela residents are happy and satisfied for mass testing, Market on Wheels, and other programs launched by the city government in response to COVID-19 crisis. Much better, right? Because of the added details, the claim became more forceful and believable, which makes the statement an assertion. Moreover, these phrases have scientific evidence and based on facts. Thus, it makes confident and forceful statement of assertion. Let's go back to the statements again and pay attention to the underlined phrases. Assertion. Let's look at the underlined phrases. Every Filipino shall unite as one in following the government's protocol like physical distancing and wearing masks when going to public places so that we can win the battle against COVID-19. The underlined phrase provides facts that support our claim. Same with the next statement. Most of the Valenzuela residents are happy and satisfied for mass testing, Market on Wheels, and other programs launched by the city government in response to COVID-19 crisis. This sentence now has evidences which will prove that indeed Valenzuela residents are happy and satisfied. Are we getting across? Is it getting clear? Excellent. Again, an opinion is a judgment formed based on one's emotions and thoughts, not necessarily on fact or knowledge. And an assertion is a confident and forceful statement of fact and a belief. Keep that in mind. Now that we're done distinguishing an opinion from an assertion and transforming a mere opinion to an assertion, I believe you're now ready to learn the steps which will help you emphasize a point. Virtual learners, emphasizing a point or points or ideas are important skills when writing down reports and essays. This will help you clarify your ideas and adds clarity to your work. But before that, let's first recall what persuasive writing is and why is it important. What is persuasive writing? Persuasive writing is a written form of an oral debate and can be a fun and interesting style of writing for students. Persuasive writing is used to convince or persuade a reader that the writer's opinion of a topic or cause is correct. When writing persuasive essays, students need to be well versed in word selection, framing logical arguments, and creating a strong, cohesive closing argument. Why is persuasive writing important? For students, persuasive writing can be a wonderful means of expressing their views about a subject. It is a way to tap into what students are passionate about and give them the opportunity to do research on subjects that they are interested in. This helps students be more involved in their classwork. Engaging in persuasive writing also helps students improve skills such as different styles of writing, writing structure, doing research, and forming evidence-based logical conclusions, opinions, and arguments. Take note of the basic parts of your essay: the introduction, body, and conclusion. Let's now begin in discussing the steps in emphasizing a point. Step 1. Give your opinion. The use of a modifying word or phrase helps express and emphasize your opinion. Example. Let's use the phrase "without a doubt" plus a clause. A clause is a group of words that includes a subject and a verb. Without a doubt, this film is the best rendition I have ever seen. The opinion in the sentence is, this film is the best rendition I have ever seen. By adding the phrase "without a doubt," we're able to emphasize our point. Next, let's use the phrase "it is doubtful that" plus a clause. It is doubtful that we will succeed with this attitude. The clause stating an opinion is, we will succeed with this attitude. By using the given phrase, "it is doubtful that," we're able to give emphasis on the claim. Step 2. Qualify your point. When you give your opinion, you should leave room for others to qualify or to reflect on your opinion and not sound too much of a dictator. Like in these examples. Let's use the phrase "hardly any doubt." There is hardly any doubt that it will rain this afternoon. Using the given phrase makes the sentence more convincing. Another one. Almost or nearly plus an adjective. Let's use almost. It is almost improbable to commit a mistake after all the control we have done. Using the word almost and the adjective improbable, which means unlikely, made the statement become forceful. Let's try using some ways or many ways plus it, this, and that. Let's use in many ways. In many ways, this road is the fastest to travel on. Using the phrase "in many ways" or "many ways" added credibility to the claim. The use of those words and phrases will give your audience some space to reflect on the opinions presented, leading them to believe your claim. Step 3. Make a strong assertion. The use of certain words and phrases establish strong opinion about what you believe in. Example, the words just or simply plus adjective. Let's use simply. It is simply unkind to give that remark about Eliza. Or merely, only plus the, first or last. Let's use the word merely. This is merely the first in a series of fortunate events. Or the word sheer, author plus noun. Let's use sheer. The sheer brilliance of your answer is overwhelming. The use of those words and phrases added on the statement's certainty of the speaker's claim. It helps the speaker to sound sure or the writer to become convincing. Step 4. Emphasize your point. To emphasize a point, the repetition of words or the use of words and phrases that have long vowel sounds puts emphasis. Example for repetition. More and more plus an adjective. The odds or the ads everywhere are becoming more and more difficult to avoid. Or words and phrases with a long vowel sound. More than plus an adjective. With all the efforts exerted, it is more than likely that the group will fail. Word repetition and words and phrases with long vowel sound help a speaker to highlight his point of view. Step 5. Give examples. To give your opinion at times may not be enough to convince others. Giving examples to support your statement is a useful tool. Like in these statements, the phrase "in the case of" plus a noun. In the case of Mr. Santos, the committee had made the final decision. Using the phrase "in the case of" and citing Mr. Santos, the noun in the sentence, provided a good example in our statement. Or, this is an example plus a clause. This is an example of the possible things that may arise if we did not follow the government protocols regarding COVID-19. The use of the phrase "this is an example" to introduce the clause gave our statement a definite case in point. Or you can try using "such as" plus noun. The detractors of this bill, such as Senators Dumlao and Cruz, assert that. In this sentence, the phrase "such as" helped in mentioning the examples, in turn making the sentence more assertive. Step 6. Summarize your opinion. Lastly, after all the efforts to emphasize your opinion and support your statements, it is important to summarize your opinion to further ascertain that what you are saying is true and well backed up by various resources. Using phrases to introduce your conclusions, such as the phrase "in conclusion." In conclusion, allow me to stress my strong support for. Or the phrase "all in all." All in all, I believe we must proceed in this path due to. Or let's use the phrase "in the end." In the end, immediate response to this catastrophe is of utmost importance. These are good examples of phrases to compose or to introduce a conclusion that expresses the speaker's conviction effectively. Once again, the 6 steps in emphasizing the point that will be very useful in persuasive writing are as follows. Give your opinion. Qualify your opinion. Make a strong assertion. Emphasize your point. Give examples. And to complete the steps, summarize your point or opinion. Did you take note of the steps? Key in the heart emoji. To put it in a nutshell, the question now is, how will you make your persuasive writing more influential? A good persuasive argument uses a combination of thorough research and careful word choice in order to present the writer's opinion strongly and get the reader to agree. Also, use more statements of assertion to make your work more convincing to the readers. For your queries and clarifications, just simply type your questions, if there is any, in the comment section and I will try my best to address them. You have a minute to send us your questions and our teacher moderator will be gathering them. I will be right back after 60 seconds. Your time starts now. And your time is up. I will now be reading the questions you have posted in the comment section. Thank you to our teacher moderator for gathering the questions. The questions which will not be addressed today will be discussed and answered by your subject teacher in the follow-up discussion tomorrow. The first question is from a learner of Bagbagan National High School. What can I do to write a good assertion in my essay? Since each assertion lets you keep or take a stand on your topic, it's very important that you keep things clear and concise. Don't beat around the bush. Go straight to the point. State your claim during the introduction, but don't elaborate extensively yet. That's for the latter part of the essay, in the body. There's also no need to use too many adjectives. Just keep everything short and to the point. Ideally, an assertion is only one sentence long, much like a thesis statement. Next is an inquiry from a learner of Vicente P. Trinidad National High School. What do I need to do first before writing assertions? Well, before you start writing your assertions, make sure your facts are straight. Do some research on the subject and collect any important information that you might need. Remember, every topic has two sides. Learn what they are, the pros and cons of each, and then compare. Be extra vigilant when looking for sources. There should be a reputable source behind any claim so that you can be sure they are accurate. Now let's hear it from a learner of Valenzuela National High School. Do I really need to include assertions in writing my essay? The assertion is one of the most important parts of your essay, especially an argumentative, persuasive one. So it's very important that you know how to write them. The assertion is where you make a claim and or clearly define the side you want to argue, which makes it an essential part of your essay. Finally, let's think about the question sent by a learner from Genti de Leon National High School. Is it necessary to be thematic in writing assertions? Wow, that's a good question. First and foremost, when we say thematic, It means having or relating to subjects or a particular subject. Now going back, once you've written your assertions down, you can proceed with the rest of your essay. You have to keep in mind that your essay's structure has to be built around the assertions that you made in the first place. This means that most of the things you write afterwards should support and corroborate your assertions and not contradict them. You can present different evidence or differing evidence, but be sure that they are used as a possible counter arguments and address them efficiently in your essay. Our learners have posted thought-provoking questions today. Again, those which have not been addressed yet will be discussed thoroughly by your English teachers during your follow-up discussion tomorrow. Thank you for sending us your questions. Those are really good ones. I am happy that I'm able to capture your interest and share new learnings to you. I am now confident that you'll be able to answer all the succeeding activities in the activity card and evaluation card of your learning pocket. Ask help to your parent or guardian when necessary. Enjoy the process of learning. Your English teachers will be checking on your progress in your follow-up discussion via Facebook Messenger, Microsoft Teams, or Google Meet. They will be there ready to elaborate or explain further if you miss something, and they will help you process your outputs in each activity of the learning pocket. Once again, I am Sir Noelito Reyes, your live streaming teacher. Thank you for watching. Tune in again in our next Valenzuela Live. Remember this quote from William Jennings Bryan. Never be afraid to stand with the minority when the minority is right. For the minority which is right will one day become the majority. Stay home, stay safe. God bless everyone. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.